There. No, 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 no. Use your hive tool and kind of slip it in there and pry it around. Loosen it up. You don't want to disturb them too much. There you go. Now you just kind of pick that up and gently put it to the side. And there you go. So far, so good, right? Okay, so what I'll do at this point is I'll either, since you're so tall, you probably want to kneel down.
Okay.
Don't get your hand in that stuff.
Alright, then they'll be wanting to eat me.
Now take the other end of your hive tool and pry that first frame loose. Gently, there you go. And just ease it out. There you go. And just kind of take a quick look at it. There's probably nothing at all going on that thing at all. Okay, so just keep going through. And you can probably take this one out as well, but then you really don't need to remove any more. You can just kind of slide them down in order as you look at them.
Right.
And again, there's just very little activity, but lift it up again, just for a second, and look at the bottom side of that closely. See where they might have started building a little queen cell there?
Oh, right here. Oh, right there.
Yeah. That's an old one though, so don't sweat it. You just want to make sure you notice those. Okay. And this one, yeah, what you do is you just gently ease it in. You don't want to crush any bees, just kind of, there you go. All right, and then you slide it back and you pick it up and you look at the back side and the front side. And as you're doing it, you're looking for the queen. You're also looking for any extra cells. So there's a little bit of activity starting on that side, but not a whole lot. On this side, you got the bees kind of starting to build stuff up, but you don't have any brood. Okay. Looks like they're starting to store some pollen maybe in there, but I don't see any brood in there, and I don't see the queen. So you can just kind of put that back in and slide it over to the side.
It goes over to this side.
Yeah.
Your bees are so much more docile than mine are.
Well, like I said, you try not to piss them off. There you go. Slow movements, really helpful.
Right.
Okay, now if you look at this one, you'll see a lot more activity here. Now, what I want you to see is like right in here, see these larger cells? Those are going to be for drones.
Right.
Okay. I don't see any queen cells on this side.
Right.
And I don't see the queen moving around on there either.
Right.
So if you kind of turn it around and take a look on that other side.
Let's see, she's there, huh?
Yeah. There's a lot of brood starting on there. They've got a lot of cap brood in there. You see that? And then up and around in these corners, like up in here, they usually have some stored nectar.
Right.
That's where they typically are going to put their honey on that frame.
Okay.
So that one looks pretty good.
Right.
Do you see Queenie walking around?
No.
I don't see her either. So put it back in the same way that it came out. You're doing good. Nice. Yeah, and this has a lot more brood on it. You see that? Okay, well what that tells you also is there's not a whole lot of places that there's going to be for the queen to put an egg.
Okay.
So she's not likely to be on that
On
one.
this board.
Yeah, but she
Okay.
could be just walking around.
All right.
Hello.
And what's up with that?
Okay, that is just Burcombe, and that's
this
all right.
here?
Yeah, that's just Burcombe. And so look on the other side, and again, you got a ton of brood right in there, which means Queen's been at her job really well. She's doing good.
And she's gone somewhere else because.
And she's probably on one of those other frames. My wife is home.
Oh, that's nice. Tell her I said hello.
She'll probably come wandering out in a little bit. And you want to move those in slowly because the bees will get in between the frames, and if you just kind of push them shut, you can squish them.
Makes them mad too.
Yeah, and it makes the others mad because the pheromone goes out saying, "Help me, help me."
Right.
All right. Okay, so
lots of brood.
Lots of brood
that.
again,
Right.
building up. Again, you see that pattern where the honey's kind of coming up around on the outside,
Up on here
right?
and over here.
Yeah, and I don't see the queen walking around on that, but take a good look over on that other side. I can't see it as well. And see, they're building this one up, and again, they have a bunch of drone cells that they're coming in right here. There's a lot of brood in there again. So one of the things that feed does is it stimulates them to put in more wax, because then they're getting everything they need. They can develop that faster.
I see.
Okay, next frame. This is probably where we'll find her then.
Yeah, she's building that way.
All right, now let's see. I remember on this one, she's kind of a little lighter color than the dark ones from the other two hives. So what we're looking for is something kind of a medium brown. And remember that they don't have any fur on the carapace, so on the outside at the top of the bee, like here, there's no hair on the queen. It's just a black spot there. Sometimes when they bunch up a lot, if you're not sure what's in there, you can just kind of gently blow,
Alright.
and that'll get them to move around a bit.
There she is.
You found her?
Yeah.
All right, there she is right there. You found the queen, and this is the dark top one, so yeah, she's doing her job. Okay, good eye.
Okay.
So that queen is right. I'm going to
you
take
don't
a
have
little
any of
video.
those?
So she's right in there.
Right there.
Point your finger towards her if you'd want. Right there. Okay. So everything in this hive looks like it's going well, don't you think?
Yes, I think so.
All right, we've got a lot of brood. Looks like they're doing some nectar storage up in the corners and getting some sealed wax over some of that. So yeah, I
Do
think
you
we're
want to go
good.
through the rest of these frames or no?
Yeah, just go ahead and take a look at the last one, see what's happening on it, and then you just slide everything back into place and close it up. Propolis is a strong glue, buddy.
Yeah. And I didn't want to jerk it around any.
Exactly. Yeah, you never want to do that because it pisses them off. You can see that they're building up some pollen in there. Right up in here, you see those with pollen in there, right there.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's about it, Dave. You've done that. You got through, you identified things that are looking good for you. You haven't seen any real issues. I didn't see any strange behavior. I don't think there's any mite issues at this point. I do have some mite treatment for later.
All right.
I have some oxalic acid and a burner for that. So vaporizer, whatever you want to call it.
All right.
So just slide those back in, and we'll be good to go. And yeah, you need to get yourself some of those gloves. Those are really handy.
Yeah.
And they're also better than cowhide. They're a little more supple. The goat skin.
And you picked these up at the Hive?
Actually, I got those at Deseret Hive down on Washington Boulevard. He's over with Suhede, sweetheart. Okay.
Yeah, my frames don't fit as uniformly as these. They do, but they're getting old.
Right.
So they're kind of beat up. Should I knock these things down?
No, don't worry too much about those. I'm not too concerned with those.
Because I had a big one. It was starting to form like over here.
I worry more about the ones on the top and the bottom than I do kind of in between. As long as you got good bee space, if they build up a little hive in there or whatever, it's not going to be too bad. You can always just kind of cut through that.
Right. Well, like I say, I think I got a lot of those big sticking out white ones.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them.
Yeah, well, you need to make your way over to your hive and take care of those. You don't want any extra queens in your hive.
Right.
You know, but now, and you can use my gloves, by the way. I'm not going to need them right now.
Well, I think I'm going to get some.
They're beside you. All right.
Yeah, I need to stand up. I guess I put those too far away, huh?
What's that?
These
Oh,
things.
no. Not at all.
Well,
As
no, I
long
meant
as they're out of the way.
For being
Now-
able to just turn around and make sure you grab them.
For now, what I do, they have that one side of it. Turn it over to the other side.
Uh-huh.
That has that entry right by your thumb there.
Right.
I keep that above. I keep that on top so they can't go out that space without going through that middle hole.
Oh, uh-huh.
The reason I want that is because I only want them going in and out of their front door,
Out
so
of
to
this
speak.
hole?
Yeah. So that will pretty much keep them in the hive.
Oh, okay. Right.
You know. And so what you do is you just kind of set that at an angle and kind of twist that
Right.
gently on there so you don't crush any bees.
You don't twist it. Yeah. Kind of like that.
Yep. And then kind of twist it around in place.
Okay, and that lets them go in and out of this upper part.
Well,
But the way
if you
have
turn
set
it
up,
over, it does. See, that's when you add another box to this, if you want your bees to come in and out of the top like for a honey super,
Uh-huh.
that would be your entrance for that honey super, so the bees don't have to come in and all the way up through the hive to get to the honey
Right,
super.
right, okay.
But right now I don't want them coming in and out from the top.
Right. So you just leave this in up underneath.
So I leave that little gap spot on the top board.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we get everything lined up nice. And you have done a hive inspection without pissing them off.
Oh, thank heavens. Yesterday, I tell you, I was from here to the corner, getting away from him every time I moved a frame.
Well, one thing for sure, you're not going to have to with those gloves, because with those gloves and a hat on, they shouldn't be able to have access to you at all.
They were getting me right here.
Yeah, that's because it
man.
was too close to your skin.
Close
But
to my
now
face,
it's
yeah.
now with
That's
the
why
hat, you're
I
all
say
right.
with that wide brim hat, that keeps that away. That's
Yeah.
what I was.
And that hive store down there sells those brim hats too, if you want to go down and get one. But I find that hat like that, it works well enough. You know, that's
They
up
like
to you
these,
though.
Huh?
What's that?
The bees, they like those?
No, but my wife does.
Huh?
The bees like those. They like the
here, huh?
salvia right there. You can see them on them.
Right, yeah.
So they do.
Because, yeah, I was going to get